Hello everyone, konnichiwa. Welcome to online Japanese training. My name is Sarika and in our today's video, we'll be covering part 2 to introduction of Japanese language. The content of today's session are sentence structures and how to introduce yourself in Japanese. So moving to the first content, that is how to frame a sentence in Japanese. In that we learn two things. How is Japanese sentence different from English sentences? The arrangement of the words in the sentence is what we shall compare. And the second thing that we'll be covering in the first content is we'll practice and learn some of the basic or simple sentences. So before we go ahead, let us understand and have a recap, because many of us might have learned a sentence structure, then certain components of a sentence many years back or during our schooling days. So let's have a quick look at what are the components that are included in a sentence or that are used in a sentence to frame it in a correct word order. So first is the subject or the topic. The subject or the topic is nothing but the one doing the action or the person or thing that is being spoken about in the sentence. Then is the verb. We all know verb is nothing but the action word. The word that indicates or expresses what kind of an action is being done in the sentence. And third is the object, that is the person or the thing that receives the action or the person or thing on which the action is being done. So let's begin by having a look at one of the basic sentence, that is I am John. In the English sentence structure, I is the subject, am is the verb and John is the object. Hence in English, the basic sentence structure is subject, verb and then object. So that is SVO. Okay, so now let's have a look at the sentence structure or the order of the word required to frame a sentence in Japanese language. Before we have a look at the sentence structure, I would like to tell you all an interesting fact. You'll be surprised to know that the sentence structure in Japanese language is similar to that of all or most of our Indian languages. Hence, whenever a student is learning Japanese, I always suggest or advise them that they learn it, or whenever they want to frame a sentence, they first frame it in their mother tongue or their hometown language, so that it becomes easier to place the words in the perfect order. And then later, once they have translated it into their mother tongue, they can reframe the sentence into the English or the desired language. So now let's have a look at the sentence that we practice initially for English, that is I am John. How will it be placed when we want to say it in Japanese? I am John is read as Watashi wa John desu, where Watashi, that is I, is the subject, John is the object and this is the verb. So as I had mentioned earlier, Japanese sentence structure is similar to that of our Indian languages. So let us have a better look at the sentence once again. Watashi, which is the subject, in Hindi is nothing but main. John is John. And this, which is the verb, is who in Hindi. So in Hindi, the sentence structure is main John who, which is in Japanese Watashi wa John desu. If we have to compare what is the difference between Japanese sentence and English, so in English, what was the sentence structure or the word order? Subject, verb and object. Whereas in Japanese, it is quite noticeable. It is subject, then the object
and then the verb. So it is SVO in English and SOV in Japanese. SOV is a similar structure of sentences in our Indian languages as well, where the action is spoken at the end of the sentence. Now you might be wondering, what is this wa? After watashi, I mentioned the letter or the word va. What is this va? So va, which is written as ha, is nothing but particles. What are Japanese particles? Japanese particles are known as joshi. They are suffix or short words in Japanese grammar that are immediately following or used immediately after the modified noun, verb, adjective, or the entire sentence.
I guess so far we've understood the difference between the sentence structure of English and Japanese language. And I'm sure it might be a relief to you to understand and to know that Japanese sentence structures are similar to the Indian language's sentence structures. So today we've learned that is Japanese sentence structures are subject, then object and verb. So let's prepare a structure of some basic sentences for our practice. If I have to say Watashi wa sarika desu. Similarly, Watashi wa dash desu. मैं सारिका हूँ या मैं dash हूँ. If I have to say on these lines. In place of the object, we can add, so if someone is introducing themselves or telling about their name, that I am so and so, in that case the object can be replaced with the name. Similarly, if you are speaking about your profession, so I am a teacher, I am a doctor, I am a student. In that case, if you notice, the object is the only thing that is changing and the one that is stationary or constant is I am. Similarly, now this is in English. As I have mentioned, it's similar to Indian languages. So let's have a look at it in Hindi. So मैं John हूँ. In place of मैं, what's the subject? In Japanese, how do we say मैं? Watashi wa. John is John and who, for the word who, the Japanese word is desu. So watashi wa John desu. Let's move to the next sentence. मैं Tom हूँ. In that case, it would be watashi wa Tom desu. So if you notice, मैं and who is constant, that is watashi wa, and desu is constant. The only word that is changing in the sentence is the object. Let's move to the next practice sentences. That is, if I want to say मैं doctor हूँ, the word for मैं is watashi wa and the word for who is desu. And doctor is definitely as it is. You can also, so in Japanese the word is isha. So watashi wa isha desu. Watashi wa isha desu. Next sentence is मैं student हूँ. The word for student is gakusei in Japanese. Gakusei. Gakusei. Although I have written sei, but a less emphasis on the end of the sentence. So for मैं, the word is watashi wa. The word for who is desu. So the sentence would be watashi wa gakusei desu. Watashi wa gakusei desu. Watashi wa gakusei desu. Let's have another comparison. So right now we've had the structure, that is word order or order of the words in the sentence. We have compared English with Japanese and Japanese with English. Let's have a look at subject versus context prominence, how they are different from each other. So English is mainly a subject or topic prominent language. The subject is given greater importance, that is who is doing the action or who is the person who is being spoken about, or the thing that is being spoken about is what is important in the sentence. Like for example, the sentence I am John. In that, the letter I is very important. If I hide the letter I and I say only am John, sounds a bit strange, isn't it? On the other hand, if I look at the Japanese sentence, it is more of a context prominent language. In that, the object and the verb of the sentence is what is of greater importance. That is, what is being spoken about, or what is the basic discussion point or context of the sentence is of greater relevance or has more weightage as compared to the subject. The same with the same example, that is, I am John. In Japanese, you would say Watashi wa John desu. So if I remove the word Watashi wa and say only John desu, so you say John desu, Sarika desu, then in that case it does not sound strange. Hence, who the person or the subject is not important, but just the context. So this is how we've had a look at some of the comparative features between English and Japanese language. Now, in order to compare the subject prominence and context prominence language difference, let's practice some of the sentences. Like in English, I ate an apple. If I hide the letter I and just say ate an apple, it sounds a bit off. I mean, who ate an apple is something that is more important in English. Whereas in Japanese, the same sentence is read as, so we can try first in Hindi, मैंने apple खाया या मैं apple खाती हूँ. So the word for मैं is watashi wa, the word for apple is ringo, and who is nothing but, khati hu is nothing but tabemas. Tabemas. So the sentence becomes watashi wa ringo o tabemas. Here, if you notice, after the word ringo is nothing but apple, I have used the particle o. Whereas when I am using the word des, I do not need to use the particle in that case. But apart from this, if there is any other action word like tabemas, which is to eat, nomimas, to drink, migakimas, which is to brush, then in that case, with the object, it is compulsory for me to use the particle o. Hence, the sentence goes as watashi wa ringo o tabemas. In that case, if I remove the word watashi wa and only say ringo tabemas, that indirectly implies that I am talking about myself. So I guess we've practiced some of the basic des sentences and also had a look at the comparison between subject versus context prominence difference between English and Japanese language. So moving to the next topic, that is, how do we introduce ourselves in Japanese language? Self-introduction in Japanese language is known as jiko shokai. The word jiko means self and shokai means introduction. So hence the complete word of jiko shokai. Whenever you start a conversation, you don't go up front to someone and just start introducing yourself by saying your name. So in Japanese, you might have seen people bending and doing this gesture, right? So whenever you want to greet someone, you need to bend like this and you have to use an icebreaker or a word that will act as an icebreaker, which is hajimemashite. Hajimemashite. So you'll say hajimemashite, that is nice to meet you, and then you'll begin by telling your name. So we've already seen how to tell your name, that is watashi wa John desu. Here we've taken examples of John and Tom. So it would be hajimemashite, watashi wa John desu, and then in return Tom would say hajimemashite, watashi wa Tom desu. Now moving to the closing sentence or the closing word. What is the words that I use to end any conversation? That is dozo yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. Dozo yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. In Japanese language, as we are aware, everything in order to show manners or etiquettes or respect, they are divided into different levels based on to whom you are speaking or whom you are addressing. So in case in an office environment, when you want to introduce yourself or you want to end a conversation, you will use the word dozo yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. Whereas a little bit step low or less at a higher level is yoroshiku onegaishimasu. And the least, that is when amongst people of your same age, you can say yoroshiku. Yoroshiku. These words do not just mean, so when you're introducing yourself, it means it was pleasure meeting you or it was nice meeting you. In terms of when you're giving a presentation, and at that time when you finish your presentation and you end it with dozo yoroshiku onegai itashimasu, that means thank you for your attention, thank you for your time. So it is basically used as a closing sentence. It has a universal purpose, or it can be multi-purpose. It can be used for many conversations. So here we've had a look at how to introduce yourself in general terms. So it is hajime mashite, watashi wa Sarika desu, dozo yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. As fillers, instead of just watashi wa Sarika desu or watashi wa John desu, watashi wa your name and desu, you can also add some additional sentences, like I can say hajime mashite, watashi wa Sarika desu, watashi wa sensei desu, dozo yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. To add more to it, you can also add your nationality, your age. So main dash who, the rule which I mentioned earlier, main is nothing but watashi wa, who is this, and in place of the object you can replace it with whatever object you want to add or whatever point you want to put forth. In case you want to state your name, you will replace the object with your name. If you want to mention your profession, just replace the object with your profession. If you want to mention your nationality, replace the object with your nationality. That's all for today's session. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on my Instagram handle as well. You can also write to us on the email address given below. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu.